People ask me all the time, when is Tasmania going to get a Tackle World store? I've got some good news for you. It's had one for quite a while. It's called Tackle World Burnie. It's a wonderful part of the world. Today we've driven about an hour and a half from there, near a town called Smithton. Behind us, some of the most fish-rich waters in Tasmania. This is Jamie Harris. Jamie, you tell me you love this place. Tell me why.
Oh, I love it, Paul. It's one of my most favourite places in Tassie, just because of the diversity of species. We can go out here and target King George whiting, Australian salmon, southern blue spot flathead, and we might even go catch some calamari for dinner, eh?
Sounds like a great plan. Let's do it, mate. Do you want to take a bite? Yep, gotcha.
Yes.
Come on.
That'd be probably a good fish too.
Well, that's about the third cast, and I've got to say, this feels like a very serious fish. Right on the edge of the weed. Jamie just said to me, get it on the edge of the weed. Oh, I just saw him. It's got some go. Solid fish, mate.
Good work.
I can see him. It is a big fish. And what an amazing part of the world. A few casts, just sensational, pretty as. And for a flathead, I've got to say, so far I'm absolutely blown away. Oh, look at this, look at it, Jamie. Oh. They actually grow to a metre, believe it or not. Okay, this is an incredible fight from a flathead, like seriously. He's not giving up in a hurry, is he?
I tell you what, that's bigger than 60.
Is it? I just want to get a look at him. I just can't lift him, I literally cannot lift. Oh, there he comes, there he comes. Oh, look at the size of that for a frog. Doesn't matter whether you call them flathead, frogs or lizards. When they pull like this, it's pretty exciting stuff, Richie. Oh, he is dictating terms. Here he comes. I'll try and keep his head under the water. The power of this thing is just intense. Yes! That is a monster flathead. Come and check it out. Okay, 62 centimetres. That is a beautiful fish, but the thing that blows me away, Jamie, how's the girth on this thing for a 62 centimetre flathead?
And they're all like that in here. They're super fat and super healthy.
That is just such an incredible flathead. Like seriously, it's probably as good a flathead as you ever hope to catch. It's a blue spot flathead, and believe it or not, they actually grow to 1 metre in length in South Australia. I've actually seen them caught to a metre. So solid, and I reckon it's one of the best fights from a flathead I've ever had.
They're strong.
They are very strong.
He's been on a good paddock, that one.
He sure has. And do you think they like soft plastics? Can you see that down there? That is how a flathead eats a squidgy black and gold fish. Well, I'd love to wrap my lips around this, mate, but the steak in town is just too good, so it's one lucky flatty, it's going back. Well, this big girl is going back, and I say girl, we believe it is a girl, and it'll probably just sink down a bit because she's going to be a bit tired. I have swum her, but there she goes. Look, she's going to swim. I'm loving Tasmania, and yes, it is more than trout. There's monster flathead here too. Gotcha. I saw a silver flash then when I hooked that, Jamie.
Could be a salmon, mate.
Did you get some other species in here?
Yep.
Yeah, it's no flathead. It is no flathead. It's a little silver thing. It is. It's a little. Is that a little salmon?
It is a little salmon.
And look at that for bad luck. You know you're having a tough day when you're swimming around and a hook gets you in the side.
Yes. It's a flatty. Oh. Not a bad fish.
He's solid, mate. He's not a monster, he's a beautiful fish. I was just re-rigging after catching a big ball of cungy, and doesn't that hurt, mate?
It does, it's unforgiving, that cungy.
Not only that, it's very hard to get your plastic out of. But I'll grab the net for you. And you were saying before, that flathead in general in Tasmania, you've got a bag limit of 30 fish.
Exactly, yep.
So is that a combined limit? Like, could I have 5 blue spot, 25 sandies?
That's it, yep.
And is that too many for blue spot, you reckon?
Oh, absolutely. We're currently having studies done on the blue spots, and we're trying to cut the bag limit down to, I don't know, say 5.
Something realistic?
Yeah, because you know they're not in big numbers.
And obviously they're in little pockets?
Little pockets, yeah, in inshore waters, and many people here in Tassie don't know the difference with their flathead.
Yep.
So we just need some education and, yeah.
Make sure they don't get wiped out.
Exactly.
They're beautiful fish. Imagine taking 5 of them home for the dinner table. It'd feed a family as big as mine, and I've got a big family. Well done, mate. Beautiful fish, and you can see those distinctive blue spots. How's the way they stand out on that magnificent flathead? We've just moved to another channel. Jamie's really big on the idea that you fish a spot, catch the fish to there, or don't catch the fish, and then move to the next spot. Today we've got a very small window of opportunity, about 1 hour before this tide is no longer any good for these beautiful flathead. Targeting these blue spot flathead in Tasmania is much the same as targeting flathead anywhere else in the country. And the great thing about flathead, you can catch them in every state of Australia. I think there's about 40 species, but don't quote me. And these blue spots, they're definitely one of my favourite. The key to catching flathead is simple. You must have your lure, make contact with the bottom as often as possible. Whoops, and it's important to fish structure. Now I just dropped over that rack then, but the fish are going to be near structure. When I say structure, the structure could be weed, it could be sand, it could be rock, and it could be structure like those oyster racks. And if you just bounce that plastic, so let it sink to the bottom, just give it a little hop, and Jamie assures me here not to lift the plastic too much, just little hops, because apparently due to the cold water, these fish are quite lazy, and if you hop it past them too far, they won't chase it. So just make sure you make contact with the bottom every time, give it that little hop, and it will not be long until you get a very big bend in your very light rod.
Now you guys might have noticed me playing around with this little Duvalaki on my rod here. That's me remote control for my electric motor. So it's all hands-free fishing. You don't have to put the rod down to control your motor, which is really handy when you're sneaking around racks and stuff.
Solid fish. Well done, mate.
Nice fish. He's not a happy camper. One of the things I really love about flathead is most of the time they're only mouth hooked, like this fella, which makes them really easy to release unharmed. If he'll be kind for me and open his gob. There he goes. So this one's not a monster by any means, but he's still a good little fish, and we'll just let him go.
The fish are coming in thick and fast today, and I've got to say I'm loving this new little outfit I've picked for the flatties. It's one of the new Shimano 30 rods. This one is the 6102 light spin. When I say 6102, it means 6'1", 02 means 2-piece. Really handy when you travel like I do. The reel, one of my favourite, the Shimano stable, the Stratix CI4 Plus. These things are just amazing, and 4-pound fins braid. Seriously, fins braid is so strong, I don't even go to 6-pound or 10-pound, because 4-pound never lets me down. So on these flathead today, I'm using a squidgy 80mm black and gold fish, probably one of my favourite flathead soft plastics of all time, and a 1/4 ounce jig head. The key with jig heads is to always use the lightest you can that'll do the job on the day. Today we're fishing shallow water, not much current, so 1/4 ounce does the job just beautifully. Now putting the squidgy on, a lot of people struggle with this. All you need to do is measure it first, so I simply put that alongside there, and I can see exactly where that's going to come out. I then put this into the head and just slide it as straight as I physically can, and I want to bring that point out as close to the middle as I can, slide that on over that, And there is my squidgy. Now if I can get that nice and straight, it's going to swim a lot better than if I put it out the side. That is going to swim like an absolute gem. And if you get your plastic on correctly, you're going to catch more fish. I just cannot believe how much go these things are, mate.
They're strong.
And that one there, I actually fished the edge of the channel. See that weed? I actually cast right along the edge of that weed thinking you've got to be sitting in the deep. Oh, and when a flathead pulls line, it's an exciting thing. Mate, I've caught a lot of duskies and now I've caught a lot of blue spots and I've caught a few in South Australia. I really rate these things. They go hard. They really do pull hard. I think it's just because of their girth. They're big fat fish.
They tend to be chock full of green crabs in here. They love the crabs.
Yep. But obviously lots of protein in crab.
Yeah. That is a pike.
It's a whiting. It's a whiting.
Is it or is it?
It's a King George whiting.
It is, mate.
It's a big King George whiting on a plastic. In the net, in the net, in the net. He's pinned in the top of the lip. That is a horse.
Oh my God.
That could be a kilo King George whiting on a soft plastic. Oh my goodness me, look at the size of that. Oh, now, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Look how he's hooked. One of the reasons we come to this part of the world, and I apologise for the water on the lens, is that we wanted to catch monster King George whiting. That was the plan this afternoon. It looks like I've just made that plan a bit early. We're going to clean the water off the lens, then we're going to show you this beautiful fish again. It's something gold, King George whiting on a soft plastic in Tasmania. Well, Jamie, we've cleaned the lens for this momentous occasion. Have you ever seen a King George whiting this big on a plastic?
I haven't, mate. No, that's a first for me.
I am over the moon. Like, this is one of the best fish I've ever caught. Now, we've put the Swivel's original over him. He's 51 centimetres. It's the biggest whiting I've caught for a long time. I don't think he'd stretch to a kilo though. What are you thinking?
He'd be very close, but probably not.
We'll call him 900 grams just to be safe, but he's got some weight. It's the biggest whiting, as I said, I've caught for a long time. And to come to Tasmania to catch King George whiting this big on a soft plastic, literally, it has blown my mind. I'm loving your work, Jamie. Well, I have not even got my whiting off the hook yet, and he's already hooked up on another nice flathead. I'll give you a hand with the net, mate.
Yep, that'd be good.
Oops, and well done, mate. Well, my whiting is now swimming over the side, relaxing, because I had to give you a hand with this. Have you ever actually felt the teeth on these flathead?
I have, mate, many times.
Because let me just say they're sharp. Might be worth wearing a glove or something else. In fact, I'll show you a little tip. Sometimes you can just get your jacket, put it over there, and use that to grab Mr. Flathead, because then his teeth don't get in the way. Look at that. Much easier than losing your finger. The trouble is too, once your finger gets a little bit wet, you tend to just get it absolutely chewed up. Look at the size of the pec fins on these things, and those fins under there. No wonder these guys kick so hard.
Look at the belly on him, mate. Turn him over. Look at the feed he's got in there.
He looks a bit like me after Christmas, mate.
I haven't seen you after Christmas, Paul.
That's very fortunate, because it ain't pretty.
So these things are coming in thick and fast now. It just goes to show how effective soft plastics fishing really is. And we'll drop him back in. And off he goes. Beautiful.
As you can see, the jumper has come off because not only is the fishing hot, the weather is too. What a beautiful day here in sunny Tasmania. After catching that whiting, we had a quick crew meeting. We thought, why don't we anchor up where we caught it, see if we can't use some pippies and catch a few more. Sound like a stunning plan? Let's give it a crack. Yep, gotcha. What do we got here? Whiting. Oh, nice whiting too. Oh, how's that for some go on a fish? Straight into the current. He's a nice fish. Oh, there he goes. Perfect release. Wasn't a bad fish either.
So I've got our little burley pot there. I've just rebaited it. I've got a big sinker in there to help it get it down on the bottom. We've got some pilchards in there. We've got a bit of tuna oil, a bit of squid and whatnot. We'll put it down to the bottom and hopefully that'll attract some more King George for us.
head on it. Well done, first cast off the bow. It's a big King George. Look at the size of the thing. On a soft plastic again. That is unbelievable. We've got pippies out the back and we've got a King George on a plastic. And mate, were you fishing for George? Is that the plan?
Fishing for flatties, but I'll take it.
I'll take it any day.
Oh, it's having a dip too.
It's a solid fish. This is just mind-blowing. Where can you catch King George whiting on plastics of this size? Now, he's giving you a fair run for your money.
He's going hard.
He's shaking his head.
Ooh. He's
trying to spit that placky. Here we go, here we go. Yes, mate, got him. Oh, look at the size of that. Mate, how often are you ever going to see a couple of big King George like that caught on soft plastics?
That's unbelievable, mate.
That was your first cast.
It was.
Off the bow, we're fishing out the back for King George whiting. Chucked a soft plastic, so there you go. I know they call them kidney slappers. And how good is this, mate? Soft plastics are out fishing pippies.
That's my biggest on the soft plastic.
You know what? I've done this before. About 10 minutes ago. This is seriously unbelievable. And guess what? We're not on the Gold Coast. This is Tasmania. Seriously, look at it. Hey, calm down, son, calm down. With our baitfish today for King George whiting, we're using a simple paternoster rig. This one's a double paternoster, so there's 2 hooks. The hooks are small, size 6, they're red. Got a bit of red tubing on there as well. For some reason it helps attract the whiting. And on the bottom, the beautiful little bomb sinker. It's got no corners, so it doesn't attract any drag from the current. Sits on the bottom beautifully, helps us find some nice King George. Oh, got a bite. Yep, got him on. Not a whiting, I wouldn't think. Oh. I cast a pippy close to the racks and I've got a whiting. That is gold. How's that? 2 whiting, because 2 whiting are better than 1. Oh. This is just ridiculous. After Jamie hooked that whiting, I thought I'm just going to cast it close to where the fish are. And look at that, double paternoster, 2 King George whiting.
What do you call them little ones?
Oh, I call them monsters where I come from.
Mate.
And you know what? We'll try this other technique I call the lift. Mate, how good is that? Whilst we're chucking plastics off the bow for King George whiting, we're catching double headers. And these might look small, but I'm telling you they ain't. I reckon that fish on the right is very near 40 centimetres. It's just when you've just caught a horse, these look like little ponies. 2 at once, Tazzy style. Jamie, have you got any good fishing spots?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I'll keep that one to myself.
They love their secrets down here. Bring him in. Yeah. Oh, you're on too, Jamie?
On the plastic.
On the plastic? Well, that's another Seligonode punctatus, also known as King George whiting. Jamie's flicking a plastic out the back and just had another hit. I'm tipping this is a fairly hot session. Whiting?
Yep.
Oh, it's a nice solid fish.
Oh, that's a flathead.
Oh, no wonder it looks solid.
Oh, well.
Didn't you tell the flathead we're whiting fishing at the moment, mate?
No, I forgot about that.
There's a bit of a skill to putting a pippy on a hook, and I like to put it on plenty of times. So I just literally go on, spin, and the more times you can put the point of the hook to that pippy, the more chance it's going to stay on the hook when you get a whiting sucking on it. So just keep going around like that as many times as you can. Then once I pull it all the way through, I like to pull a bit of the pippy up over the knot. And you see that will give me beautiful bait presentation. The fish can't see the hook, but I certainly can. It's getting the smallest of little bites. Just look at that rod tip, just tap, tap, tap. But he's not really excited, so I've just got to wait. Hopefully he'll take the bait and swim away and put a big bend in the rod or let me know that he's there. I'll just move that again, just a little bit, just to let him know that it's not all his. Pull it away from him. Now it could be a toadfish, that's one of the worries you get when you're burley. Just a little pick, 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 but you never know, it could be a 55 centimetre whiting as well. Oh yes, that's a big fish, whatever this is, it's solid. very, very solid. It's a I'd say it's a flathead by the bite, but you just can't tell here if it's a whiting. Oh, it's a whiting, it's a monster. Grab the net, grab the net. It's a really good fish. It's a big fish. Look at that, either that or it's a snook. It must be a snook, it can't be it's a snook. I was gonna say, if it's a whiting, it's a world record. Look at the size of this thing. It scared me just a little bit. I get that out of the way. I just had a little heart murmur, Jamie. When I thought this was a whiting, I was a bit scared. I might actually just grab him, just to save the net getting totally tangled. Now this guy is called a snook, and they're actually pretty good eating, believe it or not, even though a lot of people don't rate them. They eat pretty well, they fight hard, and they really love eating lures. Check that thing out for a bit of a beast. It's all tangled in my paternoster. Now do you understand why I thought it might have been a whiting? How big is that thing? A lot of people call them pike. In Victoria, in South Australia, we call them snook. They're big, long and round. As I said, they actually eat all right. Check out the fangs.
Still a trevally on here. It's not a very big one, but he's just ate that red worm nicely. There he goes. They fight hard for their size. Beautiful. What's that line?
Sorry to grab your rod, Jamie, you looked a bit busy. I was just going to say to you, I can't see what this is, but I was going to say, any chance you get a new bearing in your reel? This one had a bit of a dunk at some stage, didn't it? I love these fish because they punch above their weight. They pull so hard. And I've got some bad news for this silver trevally, because guess what? Silver trevally is one of the best big King George whiting baits in the world. It's not your day, dude, not your day. You'd want to know your way around this place, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. It's yeah, lots of sandbars, lots of racks.
New boats come the guts, I take it?
Yeah, if you don't know the area, you pays to come with someone that knows.
They always say there's only two types of skippers, those that have run aground and those that are going to.
That's it, mate.
Well, this is Jamie's secret salmon spot. Let's see how good it is. First cast. I think we're going to call this First Cast Friday, even though it's not a Friday. This is just crazy. We're actually looking for some new whiting ground and we saw a few birds working and thought we might cast a few plastics over towards these rocks. I put on a little squidgy flick bait with Evil Minnow and it got snapping pretty quick, didn't it, mate?
It did, it got inhaled.
Now, judging by the fact that it hasn't jumped yet and it's just tracking into the current, do you think it might be a nice salmon?
I reckon it's a big fish.
Oh, look at the size of it. I don't reckon it's a big fish. I know it's a big fish. This place, it is just wrong. I'm going to rename this. Oh, look at that. I'm going to rename this joint. It's Wrong Town.
It is Wrong Town.
It is Wrong Town. This is a solid fish. Oh. And Australian salmon are just great scrappers. They pull hard, they jump. I just absolutely love them. Oh.
Are you going to get him in today or tomorrow?
Well, you know what? I'm having so much fun today, mate. I'm in no rush. He's just done the full 360 of the boat. Look at the size of that thing. It's a 44-gallon drum with fins. These little Evil Minnow flick baits are one of my favourite plackies of all time because they just look like such a great little bait fish profile. Fish like salmon, kings, tailor, they cannot help themselves. And that literally landed, I cranked twice and he ate it. This is fighting like an 80-kilo yellowfin, mate.
Oh, they do.
You think this is quite funny, don't you, Jamie?
I do.
You think it's quite funny this fish is toweling me up?
How's your wrists going?
Yeah, it's getting a little sore. But just a handy tip there, if you stick the rod butt under your forearm, actually takes a bit of the pressure off the wrist. Because I haven't been working out as much as I used to. In fact, I haven't been working out at all. But this is a bit of a workout, Jamie. I literally can't lift this thing, eh? I reckon I've been hooked up to this fish for 5 minutes and I cannot do a thing here. I can't put any more pressure on it. It's a very light leader, 4-pound fins braid. I just got to put as much pressure on as I can without popping that leader. I just worry about it wearing on his gob. And what I'm doing is just whacking the thumb on the spool there just so I can lift a little bit, and if he goes I just drop the thumb.
The salmon love the cold water down here in Tassie.
It makes them strong.
I think so.
Here we go, I see the fish.
Have you got him in yet, Paul? I'd like to have a cast sometime today.
You know what I like about Jamie? Not much. Just kidding, I love the man. He's still going, isn't he, Jamie?
So powerful.
Whenever you can get in there, mate, because I'm about beat.
Yeah.
That is, there's only one word. It is wrong. That is not the salmon that John West would reject. How's the size of this thing, mate, if you can grab the rod? Look at this for a beast. That is one very big Arapus trotter. In New Zealand they're called kawai, here we call them Australian salmon. Man, this thing weighs. I'm gonna get that hook out, mate. I'm gonna let him go because I'm a team player. How's the size of the thing? Look at that. The old evil minnow flick bait in the top of the gob there. Come on, dude. It's out. And you are going back, my salmon friend. Whoop. There you go. And away he goes. I'm falling over, Jamie.
Good stuff, mate.
I'm going to take this opportunity to give this man a hug because I think I'm in love with Tasmania, not him. Oh, that's a good whiting. Oh, if this is a whiting, it's a horse. It's pulling line. Look at this, it's pulling line. And that was very interesting. What I did then, I actually just moved the bait a few times and he'd come back and snaff on it. It's a great tip there if you're getting little bites.
Oh, he's around something.
Come on, come off, come off, come off. I can feel him kicking. I reckon one of the other hooks is buried in something.
That'd be it, I reckon. He's dragged the other hook.
He's off. I just got him up.
Good stuff.
Oh, that was heart in the mouth stuff.
Is it a whiting?
Nah. It's an Australian salmon.
That's a salmon.
All that for that. And there's the weed that I had to pull up to get him. This is just perfect. I got the fish, I got the salad, all I need's the chips. Whiting, whiting. Yes!
Oh, done him.
What was it?
Lost him whiting, yeah.
This is a whiting, I'd say, by the way it's got the head down. Oh yeah, double hook up on big whiting. And this spot is just starting to fire as that tide really kicks on. And I just cannot believe how incredible this joint is. It is blowing my mind to catch whiting this big in shallow water. I've never seen nothing like it. Oh, what have we got there? Look at the size of him. It's an Australian salmon whiting. You don't see many of them around here now, do you? Make sure you check out my book on fish identification. It's a great read.
Hang on, this is a King George.
It's a big King George. Let me get the net. Holy snapping. How big is this thing? I thought it was a salmon.
Yep.
Oh, slip it in. Yes. That is what I'm talking about. We wrote this thing off and thought it was an Australian salmon. You know when you're whiting a big mate when you think they're salmon? Oh. That is an absolute beast. And this is what we come here for. Big King George whiting. The day just gets better and better. I'm getting a few little bites there too.
That is a whiting.
Oh, it's a nice one too, mate.
They go hard.
We've got a hot whiting bite going on here and I cannot catch a fish to save myself. And Jamie tells me it's because I don't have any red tube above my hook. I forgot to put it on, so I've just retied my rig in the middle of this bite, put some red tube on. It was tough to do, trust me, because I just want a bait out there. Let's see if it can make the difference. If I catch a fish, I'm going to be pretty impressed. Okay, it's hit the bottom. Feeling for the bite. Not getting the bite. Still not getting the bite. Oh, I don't think that was a whiting, eh? So I'm going to keep telling myself anyway. This is the one. You watch me catch a whiting here, baby. Watch this. Mr. King George. Oh, Oh, I reckon this is a whiting. Just judging, oh, by the way the line's coming off. That is wrong. I've never had a whiting take that much line off me before. That is just wrong on every single level that I've ever fished on. Oh, wow, I can see him. I don't know what to say, I'm not often lost for words, but this is just amazing. And he's not even a horse. I've caught way bigger fish today, but how's the way he pulled? When I say way bigger, that's still a thumping whiting. How's the drag he took? Unbelievable. Red tube. I reckon it works. Oh, yeah. That's a whiting. Double. This one's only 40. Here's a throwback. Yep, gotcha. That's a whiting. I actually cast upstream then just to get a different look at him, and he just had a little tap, 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 and I went with the red tube, just like old mate said, and straight away, bang. And these are serious fish. This little nibble tip is buckled, and you can see it's a whiting just by those head shakes, whack, 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 and every now and then they're taking line like that. Oh, look at that, he's taken some nice string there. And to be able to hook whiting in 3 metres of water and actually see them coming up to the burley trail, I've got to say it's one of the best forms of fishing I've ever done. I'm just loving this, and I'm coming back because this, to me, is what fishing's all about. Just catching quality fish in shallow water. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to bring Christy and Jed here. Check out the size of this thing coming up. I tell you what, that's got to be getting up there. The holy grail in whiting is 1 kilo, and I reckon I might have just done it. That is an incredible fish in excellent condition. I'm going to measure him. Doesn't matter if it doesn't quite go the kilo. This is still just mind-blowingly good. To my brand new best friend, Jamie Harris, thank you so much for an amazing day. Whiting on soft plastics, huge flathead. And to finish the day with a thumper like this, I gotta say, Tazzy, you've blown me away. And not just the zephyr that struck up in the last hour.